Hello. Unfortunately, this is probably gonna be one of those bear with me videos where my family's in the other room making noise. But that's okay, because as you can see, I have a significant amount of growth today, so I'm probably gonna, once I get going, just focus on the actual shave, minimal talking. Might even splice it up and to shorten things up and then come back and give final thoughts at the end. Excuse me. So what are we doing today? Well, I'm not the first YouTuber to have this. I'm not the first YouTuber in Traverse City to have this, but Shannon from Elysian Soaps was kind enough to send me a 2-ounce travel size of her new fall scent, Pommeau, which is a French drink. I think is like cider and apple brandy, I believe. And obviously, so there's kind of like a boozy apple thing going on here. I have it all lathered up already, don't worry. I can get it on here momentarily. I'll get the notes after the shave. I don't feel like doing it right now. I've already started. I'm not going to stop everything, but we'll talk about them. I know there's more of an apple skins type scent to it. It's more of like a baking apple, boozy apple. Balsam is in it. There's a couple other things. Sandalwood's in here. I know. We'll look at the actual notes, like I said, after the shave when I get a chance. It's been a long week. It's been a long time since I've shaved, obviously, so we're gonna get things going here. We've got a R41 head on an Icon handle, the Bulldog. I believe it's the 85mm handle. This is like perfection for me right here because I hate the stock handle with the R41. It's awful. So I got a Razor Rock that I normally use, a UFO handle, but I tried it with this a couple weeks ago and it was really nice. So I want to see, this is slightly heavier, maybe not quite as grippy as the Razor Rock, slightly heavier though. So I'm gonna give this a go again on here with all this growth and see how it goes. I've got a fresh Vikings sword by Persona in there. So let's just get lathered up and we'll talk about what I think about this scent. If you don't know, Elysian Soap Shop, and if you're familiar with this channel, you should. They were our first feature on the OurTwoBits series that we do, where you get the opinion on, you know, in this case, one soap base from all 5 groomsmen. And she asked me if I'd be willing to do a bit of a revisit. And I said, sure. And the next thing I know, this is in my mailbox with a couple other goodies that are coming up. But it lathers very easily. I've called it a lather bomb in the past. That's not changed. I don't think she's made any adjustments to the soap formula. But as you can see, it's getting up a little high there. I have to watch those sideburns. And so she described to me, you know, apple skin boozy, and it ended up becoming a lot darker than she imagined, which is good because she intends this for fall. So right off the bat, I'm thinking, you know, fall apple boozy. What scent am I thinking of? Parfums de Marly, Leighton. Things like that. Maybe YSL Y Parfum, a bit darker, I think, than the EDP. Which I normally consider like a spring fragrance, maybe Eros Parfum. I think the EDC and the EDP might be a little too sweet, but some popular fall options there. And really, as far as I can tell right now, I mean, it just smells like a nice, you know, it's not a crisp, fresh apple like you expect in something like, you know, the EDPs of what I mentioned before. It's a darker, boozier thing. So really any darker, boozier fall scent, you know, your Mazzaro, Wanted by Night, maybe Dolce & Gabbana, the one, Eau de Parfum, things like that. Everyone's got a fall staple, right? You know, something boozy, dark like that. Doesn't have to have apple in it necessarily. The apple's there, but it's not like, you know, oh, this smells like a Granny Smith apple or something. So I think it'll be okay. But enough of that. I'm going to get it going here. Just going to make sure we don't destroy that sideburn. You're going to get hurt. He's going to get hurt. Must be my 2-year-old. Well, that did some work. Pommeau men's shaving soap, sorry. So Elysian, premium quality shaving, we know that. We're sketching the proprietary blend. Yep. Reminiscent of the apple brandy that comes from Normandy, Pommeau is a delicious apple scent with undertones of cinnamon, saffron, brandy, balsam, and sandalwood. Okay. The scent of ripe apple skins with a touch of oak barrels and booze is a must-have for autumn shave sessions. Wow. And really, the soap base, you know, obviously, she's done stuff with us. She's, you know, Ken Serps has even got his hands on her stuff. She's working a lot with the wet shaving store. They had some exclusives that came out there. I think it was called Soul. I didn't get a chance to try that yet. But you know, you know what you're getting. I mean, she's only getting better at the fragrances. She has a line of parfums, eau de parfums that have come out now too. You can get a sample pack of that, which I may have gotten that, and I may be featuring that in the channel here. But the one guarantee I can tell you, even if you don't like the scent, is that you're gonna get great performance. It's slick enough, it's cushiony. It can take a lot of water. If you're, I mean, I'll say it, like, really, I mean, big thing about the price or whatever. I got this one for free, the 2 ounce here. I mean, you shouldn't even ask me to pay shipping. It was just in my mailbox, and I was like, oh yeah, that was coming out. These are available on her site now. She's got a couple of that she brought out, like salted caramel one, and there's another one I can't remember right now. Maybe we'll take a look at that. But for the price, for the performance, I mean, it works really well. So if you're someone that has been using, you know, the Sterlings and the PAAs and everything, maybe you want to try something, you know, that not everyone's probably used yet, because I don't think everyone has. She had the Etsy store. She's got her own website now. She's available. I know that the razor company picked it up, the wet shaving store, obviously. I think, what's the big Pasteur Pharmacy in New York picked her up. So, you know, if you just want to try it out, I don't think you'll be disappointed. And the nice thing about these 2 ounces, she was calling them sample sizes, and I said, well, really, for 2 ounces, I mean, you can call it a sample the same way that, you know, obviously Sterling calls it a sample. Now, granted, you know, can't compare the price there. Obviously, Sterling is like the best price soap. Their samples, both their aftershaves and their, I've said it before, I'll say it again, and their soaps are probably one of the best deals in the wet shaving world. But, I mean, really, this is, you throw this in your travel kit, you know you've got a solid performer. It doesn't matter what your water situation's like where you are. Like, this stuff will go, I feel like, no matter what. So, definitely want to consider. Well, let's see. So I think I'm going to go finish this shave. And then I'll come back after I rinse off and get dressed and everything, and we'll talk about my thoughts on the scent and what it'll go with and everything else. So, see you in a few minutes. Well, it'll be seconds for you, won't it? All right. And we're back. And as you can see, we were successful. I mean, it's a lot smoother than I expected with how much growth. Next shave, it'll be like glass, but I didn't want to overshave. Actually, part of the reason it ended up growing out so much is because I had some irritation. So I let it go, and then life happened, but it's okay. We're here now. So, yeah, boozy apple, woody. Surprisingly, with the saffron, it must not be too much, because saffron can make something very sweet, and I think it just adds a little bit of, like, I'm trying to think of, like, sugars it up just a slight bit, not enough to make it like dessert or even like a gourmand, so to speak, but it is very smooth, bit dark, and lovely, really. It's quite nice. And then something I was going to mention during the video and I didn't get to it, so I'll just mention it now, is that some level of I want to say frag sensitivity was detected on my part, at least with chewy tobacco. If you let it sit for too long, like I was talking a lot, I didn't get burned. Just a little spicy, little tingly. But at least one of the groomsmen wives, and I can't remember which one it is, and it doesn't matter, experienced some frag burn on the legs with one of them. Might have been grapefruit, can't remember which one. So just something to look out for. So, you know, but yeah. So overall, I still believe that not only is this a good product, Pommeau by Elysian soaps, but this is still a really good soap product. I think, you know, if you're out there, if you've got the money, you know, go for it. If you want to support a really nice, you know, artisan who's, you know, basically hand making these still. This is a great way to go. I think she's got a scent for just about anybody. And I'll have some more content with some other stuff of hers here coming up. And yeah, if you like boozy apple fall scents, so you can get that brandy and apple right there. Like you can smell, it smells like, it doesn't smell like you're putting your head in like a vat of like apple juice or something. It smells like, you know, you're just sitting at a bar and you're having some sort of apple alcoholic beverage, and you know, you can just kind of smell it from where you are, and it smells nice. It smells really good. Definitely smells good. So again, recommend it. Even with the cinnamon, no frag sensitivity or anything in there. And I did decide to use Royal Equestrian by Alexandria fragrances today, which is a very high quality Leighton dupe. I only have a decant of Leighton, and I actually want to do a video comparing the two and my thoughts on them. So I didn't want to use too much of that. I want to have enough left so that I don't have to worry about it. So I went with Royal Equestrian, and I have no regrets. But as always, we're going to call it a shave, and thanks for checking it out. We'll catch you next time.